Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Fabrina and it is my pleasure to present about the project management for the virtual assistant. So before we get starting, let's get to know each other first. My name is Fabrina, you can call me Febri. I'm from Indonesia and I'm as one of the virtual assistant of lead generation, partnership, project management, and also admin tasks for the small medium enterprises. So the nature of my business itself related with the e-commerce industry, creative agency, headhunter, retail, and also services. So I would be glad if we can connect each other through LinkedIn. So you can visit my profile LinkedIn and you just connect. Let's connect each other, and I will accept your connection request. So now the purpose of the today presentation is to get a better understanding about the fundamental on the project management and how as a virtual assistant we can help the company through the project management and why the PM itself is really important for the company. And then the third point is about the responsibility of a VA and what kind of skill that we need to be learned as a VA to be focusing on the project management. And how about the project management process from the beginning to the end, from the preparation of the initiation, and then the budget planning until the implementations or using the project management tool for monitoring and also tracking the project result. And then we also get to know about the tools for the virtual project management. And lastly, we have a case study, which is I will try to demonstrate to you directly from the beginning to the end. And lastly, of course, to get better understanding, you just not only study about the theoretical, but also you need to do your exercise related with the project management. Now, let's start with the basic of project management. So what is a project management? Simply words, the project management is the someone who be able to manage the project from the beginning to the end in a certain period of time. Meaning, from the whole process of the project management might be different from each company. They might be for a month, they might be take 3 months, 6 months, or even like 1 year, depends on what kind of the project is it. If it's related with the software development, somehow it's a bit like take longer. It could be like 6 months or 1 year. Or if just like simply, let's say like the online webinar or even like online gathering or private gathering, the offline gathering, or even like the client engagement program or something like that, it must be around like 1 month or even like 3 months project based. So, in the theoretical or in generally, project management is also like the application of the knowledge because it must including the knowledge of the project manager itself, skills, tools. Why we using tools? Because we will coordinate across department. We will coordinate not only with the internal company but also with the external parties. So we need to be able to handle the project by using the project management tool or even like any kind of communication tools. For what? For to meet the project requirements and achieve the desired outcomes. Okay. Now we move on to the next. It's about why project management is really important for the company and how as a virtual assistant we can help the company on the project management. Okay, so project management is quite important for the company because one is to identify the potential problem. As we know, the company would never create or manage a project or even like help such as a project team or else if there is no specific reason behind of that or any project goals that a company want to achieve. So for example, if like the one of the beauty brand A want to do the rebranding about their product, or maybe they want to launch the new product, of course, when they hiring the project manager, of course, the project manager need to ask and know why the company want to do the rebranding. Maybe the company need do rebranding because for the refreshment of their logo, or maybe the product or even like the design doesn't fit anymore with the market. So they need choose to do the rebranding. And as a PM, you need to understand what kind of the problem and behind the reason why the project must be held or occurs in those company. So as a PM, I could say you need to have kind of like analytical things. You need to be able to identify the problems, explore, brainstorm what kind of cause effect that might be occur through this project. And then the second one, the project management is also important for the company because it can help reduce the project costs. Why? Because somehow in the project management, when the company having a project, any kind of project, it's always be having a certain budget, let's say like 1 billion or 10 billion. And can you imagine if the company doesn't hiring or having one of the PIC, which is like project manager who handle the project, it might be can be over budget. You know, like the company having 10 billion budget, but doesn't mean all the 10 billion must be spent for this project. So the project manager is also helping the company to identify, to create the budget planning for the project. So it might be help the company to have like cost saving, even though they have the 10 billion budget, but from the project manager, once they already creating the budget planning, it might be only take estimation around like 7.5 billion. So they don't need like to spend around like 10 billion. And then the third one, why project management is really important for the company is also because to improve the project result. So project manager will help the company to create like the strategy and then what kind of the planning or the continuous monitoring that fit with the company. So it can increase the project result. And the fourth one, project management is really important for the company because it can increase the client stakeholder satisfaction. Means when they want to try to implement one of the project in their company, the PM can help to building a good relationship with the internal and external stakeholders. How PM itself can help the company having the same page of the perspective about the project goals and the objective. How the all stakeholders, both internal and external, can be understand about the managerial or the management expectation about the project results. And lastly, of course, the project management is quite important for the company because it increase and create the long-term impact with the clear progress. So without a project manager who help the company, then the project might be overdue, or maybe it will be so messy, and that's how the project manager is really important and can help the company to create a better progress or tracking all the reporting, creating the reporting, planning, executing, and also getting the feedback or evaluation of the project. So to sum up, as a virtual assistant of the project management, or as a project manager, we need to be able to see the multiple things in it has multiple elements because it will affect the company performance. So in summary, if for example you want to go to the concert or maybe like K-pop concert, so you will try to think like 4, 5, even like 10 steps forward, right? like you will try to prepare like to purchase the ticket war, you try to ask your friend who gonna be go with you to the concert, and then who will be maybe responsible to purchase the uniform or even like the merchandise and some sort of the things. So when you get the project from the client or the company, you need to be able start thinking about, okay, what kind of the preparation and what you need to do when you already get the projects from the client. Let's say they already mentioned, oh, Fabrina, we need someone who can try to help us to handle, let's say, for the brand launching, or maybe like we want to try to gather all the merchants or the tenants in our malls. So we need someone to be to help us to manage the whole things. So you already have in your mind 5 to 10 steps that you need to be prepared. You can like explore to the from the Google, or maybe you can try to explore and try to think in the futures, So now let's move on to the some opportunity as a VA on the project management. These 3 slides actually doesn't mean that in this industry, they will always give you this kind of the project. But this is just the example from me, from each industry, just to give you a better and also pictures about what you will do or what kind of the project management tasks in each industry. So for example, in the industry of the e-commerce, let's say like the beauty brand, or maybe like the watch brand, or any kind of the products or services that selling in the electronic commerce, the project management or as a PM, you might need to help them in terms of the product launching, like rebranding as well, or even like inventory management. Let's say their operational is quite messy, so they need someone to help them to create the SOP and how to create the roadmap, or even like the flow of their inventory management. It could be part of it. And then for the consulting firms industry, a VA or a PM also helping them to manage the client engagement through the online or offline research project. And then in the startup industry, like maybe you're quite familiar in Indonesia or even like in Singapore, there are like some startup company. Somehow you can help them through the software development. Which is this software development, somehow you will closely engage with the IT department, product launch as well, and also coordination of the remote development teams. And then in the healthcare industry, as a VA, you can also help them. The tasks will be related with the medical conferences, managing patient outreach campaign, or maybe like virtual training programs. And for the event planner, of course, like a wedding planner, like the birthday party planner and some sort of the organizer. Somehow they also need a VA as a freelance, or even like the virtual assistant to help them just to set up and also become a coordinator to handle their event planning, coordinating their logistic, even like the vendor management. And in terms of the fashion and retail industry, VA also can help, and some short of the tasks, it might relate it with the product launching and also the marketing campaign. And then lastly, some industry like educational, you can help them in terms of the online course development, let's say like creating together with the product manager as well, create the online course, the material, and then you need to set up and also coordinate with maybe the speaker, and then inviting the participants, some sort of the things. And the non-profit organization, the examples of the task is related with the fundraising campaign, volunteer coordination, or maybe you can also help with the organizing virtual event or webinars. And lastly, in terms of the HR consulting industry, VA can help related with the employee training program and also podcast management. Let's say you help them to setting, like their podcast, technical teams, collaborate with the IT or even like operational teams, and then what kind of topics or material that the speaker might try to bring to the public or some sort of the things. Okay, now move on to the next. It's about the responsibility as a virtual assistant on project management. So I could say the successful of the VA on project management is when you can try to balancing the client expectation and the project goals. What does it mean? Somehow, any kind of project has their own objective or goals. For example, if you want to do the brand launching, maybe the project objective will be focusing on the increasing the brand awareness. Or maybe if you wanna having a project like the online webinars, the goals is related, let's say, from the management, they want the project itself can be delivered in a good things, or it can like engage and also persuade the public or even like the audience maybe to join the course or some sort of the things. And it's really important as a VA or as a PM, we need to have a clear understanding at the first time, what's your client expectation and the results on those kind of the project. So if the project, the prioritize of the project itself on the rebranding or even on the brand launch, it's number one is about sales, or even like it's about the brand awareness. Meaning the whole of the process of the project must be meet the client expectation. So when you coordinate with the sales team, with the marketing team, or even like with the IT department, it must be focusing on the project goals that your client wants. Okay. And at the end of the day, why the client expectation is really important and must be balanced with the project goals or objective. Because when you success to deliver the project results based on your client wants, your client expectation, the results, even like you create the KPI in the percentage, in the quality and else, it will like impact to the positive collaboration, impression, and also possible to refer us to their friends or even related partner. So it's really important when you success try to deliver the project in a good way or in the good results. You never know that your client can also try to refer you to their friends, and it's also increase and building your good first impression for them. Oh, okay, Febrina, you can working really good. You can meet my expectation. You are really a good project manager. So if my friend also looking for the project manager, I will referring you to them. Okay. And now, how as a VA, what kind of the strategy as a VA to be balancing the client expectation and the project goals? There's 5 points in here that I highlighted. One is about the clear communication. So to meet the client expectation and the project goals, you need to be able having the clear communication. What is it? As a PM, we need to build the transparent and also open communication with all related parties or department or even like stakeholders. So to make sure everyone on the same page, understanding about the project goals, project objective, you need to adjust with their like background, knowledge, preferences, and also others. So for example, when you try to explain with management, let's say your client, you might need to explain like the cause effect, and then you need to come up with the data, with the fact, because you will try to explain with the managerial level. So it brings better understanding on for your management. However, when you try to explain to the finance department or the marketing department, or even, for example, like with the finance department, you might need more deeply explain on what kind of the benefit when we spend this certain money, because the finance somehow will ask you why this, let's say, why we need to rent this venue in these certain numbers, what kind of the benefit, and why we choose this venue, why don't the another venue, that quite maybe cheaper than the venue A. Okay, so you need to be able to face a different person, different department with their own character. Number 2 is a set realistic expectation. So managing expectation is really important to the project success. Project manager must be establish the achievable goals, the timeline, and then the deliverables. And setting realistic expectation help us in avoiding with the disappointment. We can also building trust and maintaining a positive working relationship with the client and stakeholders. Point number 3 is understanding the client priority. So you need to know every project has its unique set of priority. For examples, in terms of the software development, the priority might be related with the IT infrastructure, or maybe the UI, UX, the product roadmap. However, when it comes to the online or maybe the offline gathering, you need to be priority and in charge, or like deeply coordinate with the marketing department. Okay, so as a PM, we need to thoughtfully understand the client goals, needs, and expectation. We need to be aligned the project activity with the client priority. The project manager also need to ensure the project not only meet its objective, but also address the core concern of those it serves. And then point number 4 is proactive problem solving. So problem in everywhere, not only in a project, but also in our daily life. Problem is something that you cannot stop it, it's something that inevitable. So there's always a problem in any kind of project in each industry. It can be a problem just comes from the internal or even from the external, from the product and else. So you need to be able as a problem solver. So don't forget, when you having a project from your client and you prepare everything from the beginning to the end, don't forget to always create a plan B or contingency plan in some process that you think it might be a challenge, or it might be having a problem in the futures. Always prepare the plan B and always prepare the plan B, C, D, E, Why? Because if you don't prepare it and you have a set of the deadlines, but you don't have any contingency plan, and something happened, there's a problem in the middle of the process, and the project will be like overdue. So the more you have alternative plan in your project management, it must be better. And also your client will see you are not only as a project manager, you're not only just tracking the progress or department, but you also having initiative about their project, and it's showing like you care, and you having another like insight to make this project success. And then lastly is providing a regular update, meaning, of course, as a PM, we need to be able to regular and timely updates, keep all the stakeholders informed about the project progress. Providing the updates itself ensure the transparency, and then allow for adjustment if needed. And it also helps in a managing expectation, and as stakeholders are aware of any changing challenge or even like success throughout the project process. Okay, now let's get to know about what kind of essential skill for a VA as a project manager. In these skills, of course, as a beginner, you can learn one by one of this skill. You will be a professional of the project manager. Once you get the project, you still try to continuous learning about the project case by case. So remember that being professional is always starting from the entry level, and stay positive and open-minded. Okay. The most important things in this project management, I could say, is related with the organizational skill. And on this organizational skill, there are several skills that being part of the organizational skill, which is time management. And then we also need to be able understand about the project management tools. And of course, the tools itself is quite a lot. You can use any kind of the PM tools. It depends on what kind of the tools that your company usually use, or if the company never using any kind of PM tools, then you just try to decide one of the PM tools. And which is in this lesson, we will try to demonstrate, and I will show you how to using the Trello as one of the PM tools. And then the third one, team management skill, of course, is really important. Adaptive and dynamic. Why we need to be adaptive and dynamic? Because in the project management, don't think that when you already organize from the beginning to the end, and then your life will be safe, you know. Remember, there's always changing in terms of managerial level decision, or maybe problems maybe occur in the middle. So you need keep adaptive, dynamic, ready for the changing. Don't blame the other departments. Don't blame that, oh, I'm having creating a mistake about the project management, so it must be a problem. No, the problem is always occur in the middle of the project. It can change just like, you know, the day before, or maybe the 2 days before. So always be ready. And then the essential skill is also related with the systematic and problem solver and the product knowledge. So if you see these 6 essential skills, you will think that, oh, it's really easy, Febri. I can do time management. I can do team management. It's easy for me just, you know, just to talking, communicate with other person. It's easy. There is no specific skill on it. I could say, yes, you are right. But when you already having the project, you need to coordinate across department, talking with a lot of people, manage them with their different background, knowledge, skills, and characters. It will be one of the biggest challenges on the project management. And that's why it's really important to keep learning, open-minded, don't having a hard feeling like, oh, why this person dislike me, you know, etc. So just focusing on this essential skill, keep learning on it. Never say that this is quite easy for me to handle everything. No, because to handle, to coordinate, and to communicate, even like having a team management, is not easy as theoretical things. Okay. So now the detail of the essential skill explanations, I just like go through a bit. The time management means you need to set up the priorities of the task based on the urgency and importance. So you need to split from the low, medium, high, and then set realistic deadline and avoid overcommitting. So when you already set up the task, let's say under IT department or maybe under the sales department, they need to be able to providing like let's say the IT, they need to create the roadmap or the product roadmap, let's say within the 5 days. So make sure that the IT can deliver in the 5 days. Set the realistic deadlines. Don't just like push them just because the deadline, the deadlines will be next week, means the IT department, you push them to finish it in 1 day or 2 days. Okay, always when you already set up the task, set up the deadline, remember you need to ask the related department whether it's a realistic deadline for them or not. Okay, because remember, you are not the only one who doing those kind of technical things, but it's another department. And second project management tool, of course, we need to be familiarized with some of the tools such as Asana. Maybe you guys already know Trello, ClickUp, Basecamp, Monday.com. So all these tools, there is no, there is no, which one is the best one. So in my experience, it depends on what kind of the tools that company using in their internal team, or which effective one. You can choose one of it. I always using either like Trello or even like Basecamp. Okay, and then utilize these tools to create, of course, your task list, set deadline, and also you can track project progress. And then related with the product knowledge, you need to understand about the product and services. Even though you are not the IT person, but you need to explore about the software that will be developed in your company. You can use Google, you can use even like watching YouTube about what does it means, the details, maybe about the specification and else. You need to learn. Never stop learning, and then there is no stupid question, remember. So ask related team if you don't understand about certain things. And lastly, explore on the YouTube, Google, or other related article to get better understanding. And next, related with the team management. So actually is you need to be identify tasks that can be delegated to team members or even like external partner. And then clearly communicate the expectation and the deadline when you delegate to another department. And then regularly check in on delegated tasks to ensure the progress, and learn to create the SOP if needed only to ensure the consistency. And of course, when you create the SOP, if any, make sure that the SOP at least doesn't change any operational things in your company. And then adaptive and dynamic, as I said, stay updated on the industry trend, tools, and best practices. And then change is inevitable, so learn to accept it and deal with it. Now, this is the interesting part, which is we will learn about the project management process. Okay, this is the project management lifecycle process. Means in any kind of the project management that you will doing in your different client, it's always starting with there are like 4 steps actually in general: initiation, planning, execution, and also monitoring and evaluation. So first, what we do in the initiation? Initiation means we need try to explore, do the brainstorm with the company or maybe with the client, try to defining the project scope. Okay, let's say it's about the online webinar or even like the offline gathering. Means we need to define with the client what kind of the project scope that will be delivered for you to do to create and bring the project success. Okay, let's say the scope is only the implementation of the gathering, and that's it. So once the gathering has been finished, you don't need to let's say like you don't need to handle for the testimonial of the participants and else. So you need to be clear with your client what kind of the scope on your project. And second one, we're also trying to explore about the client needs. Remember, client expectation, the objective, and who will be in charge, who will be stakeholders that responsible on this project. As I said previously at the beginning, as a project manager, we don't work alone. We don't do everything by ourselves. We try to help to manage everything to be balanced on the track, but the another person will be doing the technical things. So for the internal stakeholders, maybe the like the employee who will be responsible for the tax A, tax B, which department related on this project, and then for the external stakeholders, such as maybe there is like a supplier or maybe like the vendor that you need to be included or maybe contributed on this project. And second one is about the planning. So once you already get the whole pictures about the scope, about the objective and else, now we try to planning from the project itself. The planning means you need to prepare the budget planning and then the resources and then the timeline, how long the project will be delivered in a month, 3 months, or even like 6 months. And then you need to propose the budget. This is the most important things on the project management, because it will impact to the implementation of the project, since the project itself will need certain costs to be spent. And then after planning, starting with the execution means you already start creating the managing tasks through the project management tool like Trello or maybe Asana, and then you already starting more deeply coordinate and communicate across related parties, both the internal and external team. And lastly, don't forget to monitor and also having evaluations within the projects. If you see in the middle, like there is the flow or maybe the preparation that need to be changed, you still have time to change it, okay? So in here, you can tracking progress of the project, and then you also can compile all the project documentation to the Google Drive or maybe like Dropbox, depends on which one that comfort for you and the team. And then identify the unpredictable issue, if any, and then the feedback and evaluation. And of course, you also need to be update to your management or your client, even either like it's weekly or bi-weekly, daily, depends how you agreed with your client for the reporting or updating the progress of the project. Okay, this is just an example. It doesn't mean that you must use this template, okay? You can use another template as well. You can adjust the template, but I give you the pictures of the each section, which is from the initiation. If you can see in this slide, there is the initiation date, means the first date of you discuss or you explore about the project, and then the deadline, client, project manager name, the project name, and the total budget estimation from your client. And then there is also including the scope, problem, and expectation. So we try to explore and get to know what kind of the problem until finally the company decided to having the project management for these things, and then the kind of solution, result expectation, what they expect with this project results, and then the results parameter like the percentage or maybe the number of the downloader or maybe the sales, something like that. And then there is also the project indicators like who will be in charge, which department, budget allocation, who will be getting the highest budget on this project. If it's related with the software development, means the highest budget would be under the IT department. However, if it's related with the offline gathering, means the budget will be prioritized for the marketing department. And after we creating the initiation together with the team, or maybe you can try to create for yourself. I always discuss this initiation at first with the client and or maybe with the related parties. So just make sure we are on the same page before we starting like the planning, like the timeline, schedule, and everything. And the second one is about planning. So the planning itself is related with the budget. So it will like divide it into each department, and we're creating the budget, the numbers, which is we will do together in the case study. And for the planning is like we're creating the whole task together in the one Google Sheets. Somehow I'm creating two. So one is still using the Google Drive. I compile every kind of the task, and then the due date, start date, the deadline, and then the PIC, how about the status, like done, on progress, or even like not yet, and then set up the timeline itself. So this the Google Drive. Actually, I put everything together, not only under the project management tool. Why? Because the project management tool is for more deeply and technical things on the preparation. Like the let's say like the job, and then the description, the details, and a lot of notes inside the PM tools. So in here is just the whole things that need to be responsible by each department. And lastly, execution and monitoring. After we creating the whole task responsibility, we can try to go through one by one in detail and put it under the PM tools like a Trello or maybe Asana. And then we can assign all the responsibility, the tasks to the related department. Now we move on to the tools for the virtual project management. So I divided into four. One is about the collaboration, means is the collaboration tools like to communicate, and as long as you have the project management, you can using actually like WhatsApp, or maybe like you can using like the Telegram as well. But somehow, can you imagine you have a lot of the WhatsApp group in your maybe personal number? It will like become messy for me. So we can using like a Slack. So all the teams that related with the project management can communicate, update, or even like sharing based on the channel itself. Or we can use collaborations with the Microsoft Teams. And then related with the task management, we can use Trello, Asana, Monday.com, ClickUp, and the Basecamp. But in this lesson, I will try to demonstrate about the Trello directly together with the case study. So it will become the whole journey from the first preparation until managing tasks on the Trello. And communication tools, of course, we're using Zoom for the online meeting, Telegram, and then the Google Meet depends. And the documentation, you can use Google Drive or even like Dropbox. And remember, the tools might be different on each company or client, so keep learning and adapt with it. If let's say there is the task management tool, or maybe the documentation tools that you there is no stated in here, but your client usually use it, so means you need to be able to catch up as soon as possible. You can learn through the Google or YouTube, just get to know as soon as possible. So don't push your client to using like, oh, I never using this tool, so we just using the Trello. Okay, always following and adapting with all the clients, because different industry, different company having a different culture, including the way they manage the project and else. Okay, now we will try to do the case study together. So I will demonstrate after this, so you can know how we prepare from the project management process or life cycle. Okay, let's do it. Okay, now the case study itself is related with the brand launching. Our client is actually a Singaporean they would like to launch the new brand watches, both men and women in Indonesia. They would like to sell on average around like 500,000 rupiah or 50 Sing dollars, but they not sure what type of the market. They don't know how to enter the market, how to promote their watches in Indonesian market. So they are looking for the virtual assistant on a project management, which is they're looking for the project manager to help them manage the product launching. And they also open if with the limited resources, we also can hiring the local agency to support the execution. So what kind of responsibility that they ask you to do? One, try to define the project scope and objective, and then create the launching plan, consider the pricing, promotions, distribution channels, marketing materials, activity, or even planning, offline or virtual. And we need to create the budget estimation. Then the lastly is creating the task on each related department or external parties. Okay, so based on the case study itself, if you remember, we will try to prepare the project management from the beginning to the end, and we will follow the project management lifecycle process. So we will try demonstrate together and do from the initiation, defining the project scope, and then the budget plannings, resources, timeline, execution, and also the monitoring and evaluations. Just to maybe not to take too long, so I just like try to give you some example. So starting from the initiation, okay, this is the template that I usually use. So the initiation date, let's say today is 1st February. So let's say today we have an online meeting to explore and brainstorm with the related department or even just with our client. And then the deadline, it depends from your in all this template, I already put some comments, so it's you can having a clear explanation about how you need to put under this template. The deadline, let's say it takes around like 3 months, March, April, February, March, April. Okay, so let's say in the 30 April 2024. Okay, this one also 2024. And then the client name is, of course, if the project itself is for your internal company, not for your another client, means if let's say you are hired by the agency that looking for the project manager, means the client names must be the customer of your agency. Okay, but let's say in this case is our let's say company A, okay, and then okay, and the project manager is your name, Febrina, and then the project name is, let's say there's the certain name of the brand launching. Let's say you can say like brand launching of watch A. Budget, if let's say you already get informed by your client, maybe it's the budget is around $50,000. Okay, now we try to come up with try to find out what kind of the problem, why they won't do they won't sell their watches in Indonesia. Let's say the problem is we can say like the watch brand has an opportunity consider the price. Let's say they want to market expansion, just expansion. Okay, so the problem in here, right? Not always like must be have a problem, you know, something that negative things that becomes a problem. So the problem itself could be like seeing the opportunity in the middle of the like of the company situations. Okay, let's say they stuck with their sales on the watches in Singapore and they want to expand and they already try to boost some sort of the campaign, or maybe they already trying to open like pre-order, and then surprisingly 70% are Indonesian customers, so they plan to enter the Indonesian market, selling in here like offline or maybe like online. Okay, the solution is launching product offline, launching product offline and then selling online. Or we can say like modern trade as well, modern trade, or maybe like with other watch store. So the sales need to collaborate, let's say with the with the dealer watches in Indonesia. And then the result expectation is, of course, result expectation increase watch brand awareness, and then of course sales, increase sales in sales in XXX amount. And the result parameter means like you need to be related with the numbers, quality, or maybe like operational things. So the parameter of the result itself, when it comes into the increased watch brand awareness, means like increase number of followers, like let's say 5K. And then in terms of sales, the results parameter reach generate minimum like starting with the 500 million, or you can change convert it into dollars as well. And then the project indicators, we try to explore about the timeline itself, like how long the client wants to launching the brand. Maybe let's say 3 months starting from now. So means is 1 February until 30 April. And let's say the launching date has been agreed on the 29th April. Okay, stakeholders means who will be in charge on the project, which is like maybe product department. And then of course for the brand launching is always related with the marketing department, and then of course the IT. But the IT itself could be like they creating or develop like a website, for the watch brand. And then merchandiser somehow they could help for like display of the watches, Oh, okay. And then the budget is how much budget? 50,000. Okay. Okay. So $50,000. Budget allocation means from the $50,000, the allocation, you can try to decide or maybe discuss with the client which department that get the budget for this product launch. And of course, if we're talking about the product launch, of course, the budget allocation would be huge under marketing department, I could say. And then of course with the product and IT. Okay, so now if you see, right, we already discussed with the client with the initiation. So you and your client, or even like the related department, knowing about this initiation having a clear understanding about what kind of the solutions and the result expectations from your client that you they want, result parameter, and then the budget allocation. So all department knowing that they get a certain budget. And now move on to the next step, which is we try to create a proposed budget planning. Okay, the project is, again, you can put the brand launching of watch a, the project manager is your name, and then the start date is okay, the start date itself, you don't mention the date initiation. The date initiation is 1st February, right? The deadline is 30 April. So the budget planning means when you try to propose the budget, let's say like 3 or 4 January, okay, when you create this proposed budget. So there is the certain part in here. I usually divide it into each department. When we already know the budget allocation is, let's say, for the marketing, products, and also IT, then we try to move through this area like IT, marketing, sales. Let's say sales doesn't get any budget, so marketing, product, sorry, marketing, product, IT marketing. Okay, this one is product, let's say. Okay, then you also need to mention who's the owner or the PIC of this each department. And then the amounts you can split into like per unit, per pieces, you know, or even like per hours, per person, depends. Okay, so starting with the IT department, somehow they need to find out the vendor for helping them in the UI UX roadmap, since they don't have any team on the IT. So we need, let's say, like hiring the agency, since the company itself open for the hiring local agency. So for the IT department, we can like hiring the product roadmap, UI UX, just for example. And then for the IT itself, they might buy any like websites subscription plan, if let's say they're using the another third party to help. And then in this owner PIC, you can, let's say, like Alan, or maybe like Sarah, you know. And then the hiring product roadmap UI UX, you can put the numbers of the budget. Let's say you check the budget will be spent around like, let's say this number you can put under IDR, SGD, or even like in dollars. Since we are in a Singaporean, so you can put under SGD. Okay, this one is also under, let's say, SGD. Sorry. Okay, this one is also SGD. Okay, and the budget planning. Okay, let's say the hiring product UI UX is around like only one time, because it's like the whole roadmap. So you can say the price is, let's say 1,000, and then this fixed cost, if of course, is like this times to this. Okay, and then this one is, let's say, like website brand, let's say like 12. The price is around like per month. Maybe the subscription plan, you take annual or like yearly, the price is like, let's say 200, and then you can just like this. Okay, and when you put this budget, right, the total will be appear in here in this area. Okay, and let's say this is the fixed cost, and the budget from this budget allocation for the IT, let's say they get for the hiring product roadmap previously the budget when you already think about it, and with the IT department, the budget might be take 2,000, and then this one is 200, 2,500. So the budget that IT department has is 4,500. But after you calculate, you try to find out about the cost, and the fixed cost is around like 3,400. So the deviation in here, okay, the deviation in here is actual. Okay, so this one is the actual. Actual is usually when you already almost like finish or implement, and you already like getting the invoicing, with the fixed cost, fixed number, the actual one. Because somehow when you already propose the budget, but you never know, it can be like there's additional or maybe deducted with the cost, or even like how much you spend. Deviation is actually like how much the actual, let's say like the actual from the budget itself. So yeah, the actual is, let's say, oh, the budget is actually okay, okay, so the budget is still 2,000. Oh, sorry, the actual is still 1,000, and then still 2,400. Okay, so actually when you already have a fixed cost, 3,400, the actual is also same, 3,400. And then means the deviation itself must be the, oh, sorry, this one. Okay, the actual and then the budget. I think I get wrong here. Okay, the budget, the actual budget minus the actual. Okay, so the deviation, right? You have you saving the 1,100 GD, and it will like occur in here. So once you already finish on each department, their budget and etc., the fixed cost budget and the actual, and then the total of the budget itself, which is from the IT, marketing, and also products, it will sum up in this area. Okay, and then the actual also same, the total of the actual numbers or the budget from each department will be occur in here as well. And in terms of the deviations, or like how many that you are saving in terms of the budget, also mentioned in here in this area. Okay, so after you creating the budget plan from each department, and then the next ones is we preparing the Gantt chart. It means in this area of the Gantt chart, right? So the number itself is, yeah, it's just like numbering each department, but in this Gantt chart is actually like the whole responsibility from each department. You can like try to compile it through this Google Sheet first before we move on to through the project management tools. So I split it into several departments like marketing, and from this Gantt chart, right, I usually always like prioritize based on the project. So if let's say it's related with the brand launching, I always starting from the urgent one or the most important related with the brand launching, which is marketing. They will take more than like 60 to 70% of the project success. Although the another department of course also contributed on this project. Marketing, like let's say they need venue gathering. So let's say for the brand launching itself, the marketing must be held the venue must be held the offline gathering for the brand launching. And then they also need like the affiliator or KOL management. And then they also need like prepare rundown the projects, and then decoration no need, and then oh, you must maybe like inviting the hosts of the watches. Okay, and then this one you can put the IT. Okay, in here you can put IT like website development, and then UI, UX, roadmap, just for example. Even though somehow to create the roadmap, it's take a long time, but we just take it as an example. And then last one is product. They also creating the display watch, and then etc. What kind of their task or responsibility, and then the task owner you can put like their name, A, B, C, what's the PIC, and then the starting date. Let's say they're starting in the first week, you prepare the initiation and then the proposed budget. And just imagine on the first week, your proposed budget and everything has been approved by the management or your client, means you already can starting from the week 2. Okay, week 2 means let's say the 8th January. Okay, and then for the venue gathering, under the marketing, they must get things done and final with the venue itself, let's say around like 10 days, so it can be in January. And then the status you can change to done, on progress, or not yet. Since we haven't started yet, you can just put under all the not yet. And then in here, actually you put the timeline, you set up the timeline. Since it's initiation starting from February, 3 months is until April. And then this date is, let's say, your launching date, which is our launching date is, let's say, 29, sorry, 30. Then okay, this one is let's say add to 18. You can like just, you know, adding this extra. Okay, so you can just like adding extra date, you know. Okay, and then let's say this is in the week 2. This one is like, let's say 8, 9, 10. So you can adjust the date, and then also the date and day as well. So you can, let's say it's 8 to 18. You can just, you know, drag, and then you can coloring it just to know each other from each department. Oh, okay, this one I need to finish it. Okay, so this is the Gantt chart that you can compile it, all the tasks in here. And then, for example, we take as a marketing, the venue gathering, affiliator, and else. The detail of the preparation from the marketing department will be moved deeply, and the detailing of the project progress and the tracking, monitoring, the detail of what kind of the venue gathering must be, the venue itself, the situation, condition, the terms, blah, blah, blah. We just prepare it into the PM tools, which is we will using the Trello. So after this, I will move to demonstrate the Trello about simply about this marketing. Okay, let me change the slide first. Okay, so now we move on to prepare the detail of the task management from each department through the PM tools, which is Trello. So you can search now. If you haven't have account, Trello account, you can just like visit the Trello.com in here, and then you can just like simply put your emails and then your password, and then you will verify your email. So since I already having the account, so once you already verified your email and you already registered into the Trello, and this is the dashboard that actually will occur. Okay, so this the dashboard having a lot of the templates. You can just like using or choose this template, or for the project management, yeah, there is not right or wrong, you know, but for me, every I get any kind of the project management, I really rarely to choose this kind of template in here. let's say like product launch or maybe the project management, they having their own, if you click this project management template, they already like prepare everything in here. So you just like adjust the content and else. But for me, any kind of the project, I always creating from the blank board. Okay, in here, it's like a home, Trello home, and then there is the features like a Trello workspace. Recent is actually what's your recent activity in here, and then the stairs, you can have it as well. And then this is the template. You can see there are the top templates related with the project management, or maybe you want a one-on-one meeting agenda. So there's a lot in here. You can explore it. But now for this case study, we will try to create from the blank. So when you click the create features, right, there are the three options. We just choosing the create board, which is the blank one. This one, and the board title itself, you can mention like brand launch watch A, for example. And then this background you can choose is just like to create more interesting. Let's say for the brand launch, oh, the color is might be, you know, the color of your board would be changed like blue, purple. I choose blue, so it's like quite a bit like a piece. Okay. So, and visibility itself, you can choose your board can be visible for only for you or only for your internal members, or you want to share to another public. But in this case, we're just choosing the workspace. So all members of the Trello workspace can see and edit this board. Okay, we create it. Okay, now after you create the board, right, you already have the blank board to put all the tasks together in here. Actually, you can split it for each department. So for example, the task is actually, this one is to-do list. Okay, and then this one is on progress. This one maybe cancel, and then this one done. Okay, so to-do list on progress, cancel done is just to having a clear mapping that which part of the task that still you need to do, and then which one that already on progress, cancel and done. Okay, so starting from the to-do list, if you still remember, for under marketing, we need to looking for the venue gathering, right? Okay, so this one, if you click this three button, they will move, they will like showing you a lot of list action like add cart, copy list, move list, watch, and blah blah blah. So we will add the cart, means you add the what kind of the task that you want to list. So let's say vendor pitching, vendor venue gathering. Okay, so and then another one is about KOL management, and then we have the website development. Okay, and then during this vendor venue gathering, you can say the vendor venue gathering, or you can specifically edit like put looking for vendor gathering, just to more specific what the department need to do. After this, you can like just editing this icon. Okay, so this is the open card, the edit labels. This one, the labeling, you can put the which department that are responsible about this vendor venue gathering. So for example, this one, you can like put marketing department is a label green colors. Okay, and then the yellow one, oh sorry, and then the yellow one is IT department. Okay, so this labeling is actually to put under your card. So example like the vendor venue gathering, right? It will be responsible by the marketing department. So you just like click this label, So when the marketing department open this Trello board, they know like, oh, okay, my department will be the green color, so means the vendor venue gathering is my responsibility. And then you can click this board, the vendor venue gathering, and it will move to the details of the task. Okay, the labels and then the notifications means any kind of the changing on the Trello board, it can be notified for you and also the team. Okay, so you just like receiving notification, you just like turn on, so you know about any kind of changing or update. And the description itself, you can put the detail about the vendor venue gathering, or even like the related team of the marketing, they can like assign to their another staff in the marketing to looking for the vendor venue gathering. And in here, the description, let's say, must fit for 50 packs per person. Venue environment must be bright, and then you can also like mention budget venue, SGD, let's say like $550. So when you put the description right, so all department, the team under marketing, when they try to looking for the vendor venue, they know about the specific criteria. So let's say the budget venue is SGD at 150. And if they're looking for the venue and it's like above this budget venue, then they just like skip it, you know. And then in here, you also say that looking for 2 until 3 vendors, okay, before you decide it. And then you can just like simply beside in the right, you see there's the members, means you also can inviting the members from to assign them to do this task. Okay, so let's say like February, okay, this is my responsibility, and labeling is like under marketing, so which is Febrina as a member of the marketing department that who need to do this vendor venue gathering. And then the checklist, and then the dates is the deadline. Let's say you creating now, and then the deadline, let's say like 5 February, 5 February. And then you can also set up the due date reminder. I always suggest you can do the day before, but for me, when we create the project management, I always, you know, just like creating around like 2 days or even like 3 days before, you know, somehow there is some sort of the unpredictable things happen. So I always like try to back around like 2 or 3 days, and then you can just simply save. Okay, and then this already due date to complete. So if you already like finish it, you can like just simply this. Okay, and then okay, you just like go back, and okay, now you already know you have a to-do list, vendor venue gathering under marketing, which is it's assigned for the February, and its due date is I think it's 2 May. Yeah, you can change also in here edit dates to, yeah, let's say it's 2nd February for the deadline. And then for the KOL management, also same. You can like assign someone to do it, or you can put the details. And once they already finish their responsibility, they already finished their task, they can simply, if let's say the department is quite initiative, they just like moving this into on progress, means they already starting looking for the vendors. And if it's already let's say, oh, no need to looking for the vendor because it will using the owner or your client venue area, or maybe they have you know, like family relations or else, it's just you can cancel. And if it's already done, you already find your venue, you just like simply say done. Okay, and in here, of course, you also can attach the file. Okay, so in here you can show the details in here, and also you can add attachment. Is, let's say you have the venue references from the Pinterest, from the Google, you just like simply put the links in here. So they know about what kind of the venue that we are looking for. After finish, you just like drop this, drop there. And if if your team is not quite initiative, they're quite busy and else, yeah, you just like simply doing by yourself, moving to the done and else. So until you have the whole managing task into the Trello. And let's say if you want to share to the dedicated person, you also can share this one to another person. You just simply share, and then uh, who gonna be receive this link of the Trello. Okay, so the Trello itself is actually like the workspace for you and your team to manage all the tasks, make sure who will responsible, the deadline, and then the more detailing about the task. Okay, so while the Gantt chart actually is just the whole task preparation, but no need to be detailed in there. It's just like to simply knowing about the whole responsibility, about the timeline, and then about the due date yourself. However, for each task, the details must be managed through the Trello or another PM tools. Okay, so now after we finishing from the initiation preparation, we know the scope, the problem, and then we propose the budget, and we come up with the whole Gantt chart together, and then move to the managing tasks through the Trello. And for the evaluation or any kind of the project documentation that has been finished by the another department, you just like simply compile it into the Google Drive or the Dropbox, and you can share to anyone. You're creating the file folder for each department, so any kind of documentation, or you just like simply screenshot, so you have the all documentations. Just to make sure that, okay, this project has been finished and this is the documentation on it. And then lastly, when you already updating, like tracking the progress, whether like which one the on progress, done, and even like cancel. And for your managerial level or your client, you can reporting them, not your Trello. Okay, remember, you're not reporting your Trello, but you need to creating the presentation simply in the summary, how's about the progress for each department, and which one that has been done and which one that has been not done. And then you need to explain whether like the project itself can be still on schedule, still like launching on schedule, or might be a bit delay, and you need to explain to your client why it might be delay and else. Okay, so that's all. And of course, lastly, after we already know about a bit about the theoretical and then do the case study, so we want you, of course, prepare for the brand launching as well. But the differentiation is the case study that we prepared previously is just the sample, just the simple one, not the detailed one. So for the exercise, I want you to create the something, but the difference is you need to make it in details. Okay, so continue to the exercise. So you have the project scenario, which is imagine you are the project manager of the luxury watch brand who assigned to plan an offline private catering. So in this exercise, you already, as a PM, you already have a project and it's only one, okay? It's an offline private catering with the luxury jewelry brand. So there are two companies, remember, you need to set up from your internal, and there is the external stakeholders, which is your brand partner, the luxury jewelry brand. So your company want to having the private gathering with the jewelry brand. You can try to be creative on how about the preparation, the venue, the budget, and then what kind of the rundown, how to make it so interesting, even though it's private. And you can like set up the objective, the project goals, why your company luxury watch brand want to help the private gathering. Maybe they want to, engage with the customer from the luxury jewelry, or maybe they just want to do, exclusive gathering to having a good business relation and else. You can it's feel free for you. You can choose the objective. There is no strictly you must do this, you must do that. You just like simply creative, explore as a project manager. And then the event is expected to take place in the 3 months. Okay, can be starting from now, from February to April, or even like to May. And then the project scope is you need to define scope of the project, what is the purpose of the offline private gathering, the outcomes, or even the result, and consider the needs of a diverse group and how the event must be aligned with the company goals, of course. And lastly, same as we demonstrated before, so prepare project implementation from the initiation, budget planning, Gantt chart, communication tools, event rundown, and also managing tasks using the Trello. Okay, I think that's it. That's the lessons of the project management for the virtual assistant that I can try to explain to you. So thank you so much, and I'm also like sincerely apology if there is the things that might be unclear for you. But of course, we can try to clarify it everything's when we have the live Q&A. Okay, thank you so much for your time and also for your attention.